Jamie Dimon said Trump's tariff policy is positive for national security, so people should get over it. Are we actually going through with the tariffs? Because like I've said before, and I still don't think this is technically accelerationism, but I'm not going to argue the particulars. I do think that like our best hope for the foreseeable future is that they arrogantly go through with the tariffs and the economy suffers for it. And like the honeymoon period ends quickly, you know? It's just not economically sensible. If it's a little inflationary, but good for national security, so be it. Yay.
Our next guest is going to be weighing on everything, the state of the U.S. economy, the banking sector, rates, and so much more. Jamie Dimon, J.P. Morgan Chase, Chairman and CEO. Thank you, sir, for being here once again.
Andrew, thrilled to be here. Though Becky, I miss you, and Joe, I'm sure you're watching. And I lost my wingman, so I'm not going to do a walk-off. But I was thinking of.
There's a non-zero chance of tariffs. Trump would then be positioned to grant exceptions to tariffs in exchange for favors. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he could just play hardball and just get whatever he wants by offering to alleviate them, though there's got to be an upper limit to that, and there will still be damage. It only takes a slight disruption in the supply chain to cause like massive, massive harm with regards to like the stability of a lot of these businesses, you know? Mass layoffs, places having to close.
About it.
Oh, well, okay, so here, you know what, though? I'm going to start with this, though, because last year you were here, and your words went around the world because you told our audience you have to respect the Trump voter. You said that Trump got it right on a lot of things, including immigration.
Or partially right,
and some other things. And I'm curious what I mean, you watched the reaction in real time, and you got calls and emails and all sorts of things that didn't just happen the day of, but I think happened for months afterwards. What that was like for you, and also what you think now.
Well, first of all, welcome everybody. Thrilled to be here. You know, of course, ever have an opinion, as you guys know, it comes up everywhere. And a lot of what people are responding to isn't what you said or thought, it's just what snippets they heard or something like that. So I'm used to that. I was really just trying to make the point of respect a voter. The problem with putting a voter in a box is a voter may be voting for someone for completely different reasons than you think or I think or something like that.
Okay, get to the damn tariffs part, okay?
Why they may have grievances or angers, and I was trying to put that. And when people automatically, get angry.
Our economy. And there's, by the way, I think a lot of optimism by U.S. CEOs, but you said you were cautiously pessimistic. Why?
I don't know where I said it, was probably making a little bit of a joke, but I do have a little more caution around a bunch of subjects, okay? And while America's an unbelievable place. The growth is unbelievable. Pro-business growth is great. Getting rid of, I hate the word regulation. It sounds like we're trying to get away with something. But the bureaucracy, the whole American public knows the bureaucracy. It is extraordinary, and it's been allowed to blossom like a cancer all throughout our country, and it damages everybody quite a bit. And so, but what I'm a little cautious about is the deficit spending, and it's a global issue. It's not just an American issue. And the related, will inflation go away? I'm not so sure. And what if rates go up, credit spreads go up? Asset prices are already quite elevated. So that's kind of one issue. But the really important one is geopolitics. It's Ukraine, Iran, Russia, North Korea, and the related role of China in that. And that just got me very concerned how it's going to affect our world for the next 100 years, whether or not these things get resolved in the next couple of next year or months or whatever.
Where do tariffs fit in?
He does look like a little like Harrison Ford.
Everybody's talking about. Trump talked about tariffs just yesterday. Mary Erdos, your colleague, was on stage talking about how your firm has created a quote-unquote war room that's looking at each of these executive orders as they come in, trying to assess what they mean for the bank and I imagine for your clients.
So we always, the war room may be a bad word, but this is a real-time, full thing, analyzing for clients, for communities, for a bank. We get a million questions, stuff like that. Look, I look at tariffs, they are an economic tool. That's it. They're an economic weapon, depending how you use it and why you use it and stuff like that. And, people argue, is it inflationary and non-inflationary? I would put in perspective, if it's a little inflationary, but it's good for national security, so be it. Get over it. National security trumps a little bit more inflation. But I think
I guess that's pretty straightforward,
Can they be used to bring people to the table? Yes. Is there some unfair trade? Yes. Is there some state-owned subsidies? Yes. Is the president going to use that way in his team? Yeah, and we'll see. But
how do we even understand what national security concerns are we talking about? One of the threats is Canada. We're rolling out a prepared tariff for Canada. What national security concerns are we talking about? Threatening on Monday to impose levies on Mexico and Canada, expand the scope to China and the European Union. The president told reporters that the EU is treating the U.S. very, very badly due to its large annual trade surplus. The U.S. ran a $214 billion deficit with the EU through November 2024. $214 billion deficit in what? In trade? That's not bad. It's a sign of wealth. That makes sense. It's like England imports more from India in 1912 than it exports. That doesn't mean India's wealthier than England. It means that England has the wealth to take stuff from India. The fact that we import more than we export is reflective of our massive wealth per capita. For every person we have in this country consuming things, we have way, 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 way more money than a lot of other countries. It's to our benefit. We don't want to match this. The European Union is collectively about as powerful as America is economically, but it has like 3 times as many people, 4 times as many people. 10% tariff on China, 25% in Canada and Mexico. These are definitely being used to like leverage deals for sure. How is Canada reacting to the tariffs? I know one of the provincial governors is threatening to shut down energy exports to the United States. The EU has only 450 million people. Why do I have it in my head that they have like 1 billion people in Europe? Am I wrong? I believe you if you say I'm wrong. Still, the broader point holds. They have 700 million? Okay, twice as many. In Europe, but not the EU? Oh, of course, of course. There is some debate among economists as to whether tariffs alone will cause a one-time increase in prices or if consumers will grow accustomed to expecting higher prices in the future as a result of tariffs, leading to potentially higher inflation. Well, that'd be great. I'd turn it like Turkey. Lamau consumers grow accustomed to higher prices, copium. Hey, they will if the media tells them to be. Literally, they will. The only reason Trump supporters thought they cared about inflation is because the media told them to. I brought this up before. I said people don't give a f about inflation, and I have always been right. They just don't. They care about what the media tells them to care about. That's it. And it's always been that way for everyone. It's just a matter of your information environment. If people are told to care about inflation, they'll freak out about it even when it's like 6%. And if they're told not to, they won't care even if it goes up 20%. Both of those are super high rates. 6% annually is not that massive in the context of an inflation bubble. There are plenty of countries where inflation is and has been a lot higher for a long time. But it's just a matter of what you get used to and a matter of what you're told to care about. I'm convinced economists don't know anything about the economy. No, trust me, okay? Economists have been screaming their heads off for a long time now about everything that's going on. It's just that the only economists that get platformed by media are the ones that are in the pockets of billionaires. Literally, like if you take a look at the academic side of economics, overwhelmingly you get like a lot of consensus on positive stuff that you and I would agree on. It's just they select the ones who will just be like a mouthpiece for the interests of corporations, and those are the ones that end up getting all the attention. Even academic economists still think socialism is bad though. Yeah, because they're economists like in the current system, you know? That's like a paradigm shift outside that which they're educated on. But they still wouldn't defend something like tariffs. I knew an economist from Harvard. He was absolutely the worst full trickle-down guy. Well, yeah, of course. Any economist educated at Harvard is being pre-groomed to be a stooge of the businesses. Like, yeah. That's not... nobody goes to Harvard for economics to learn about economics, okay? They get in to be a consultant. Canada said they were going to punish red states specifically for the tariffs. That's nice of them. Retaliatory measures. Orange juice from Florida, whiskey from Tennessee, peanut butter from Kentucky. Yeah, we'll see if it actually ends up happening. Besides, the elections in Canada aren't that far off, you know? We'll see. You know, in 1930, when President Hoover did the Smoot-Hawley tariffs, over 1,000 economists from around the globe signed a letter begging him not to do it, saying it would cause great economic suffering. Well, good thing he didn't listen, because then we got FDR, you know? Waiting for FDR 2. I wonder how tariffs would affect the Canadian election. Genuinely, it is my hope that the overt fascistic Nazi bullshit in the United States makes all of the associated movements around the world less popular, you know? Like Donald Trump constantly antagonizing our allies, being belligerent and stupid. Everyone from around the world is like pointing and laughing at how poorly things are going over here. Maybe it makes people like Pierre a little less because he's basically Canadian MAGA. Maybe it pulls people a little bit from the AFD because they're like, wait, hold on a second, you know? Elon Musk, that guy who was Sieg Heiling during the presidential inauguration. That guy likes the AfD. I don't know if it'll be enough to meaningfully sway the numbers, but my hope is that over time it pushes them a little tiny bit. Just my hope. Pardon me.